Hello, guys. Hello, Bob. Hello, Abby. Hello, AJ.
Hello.
Hi.
How you guys doing?
Good.
I almost
Good.
believe
Just
it.
extremely hot.
Yeah, yeah, it's quite hot.
A lot.
All right. First of all, I just want to say, well, congratulations for joining this new course, and well, thank you for joining me. I'll try to be within an hour. Okay. The other thing that I want to say is that I will be recording this because maybe others will watch this video later. One of our part-time teachers. All right, so just bear in mind that you're being recorded. Okay. If you have an issue with that, you can just turn off your camera. I mean, you don't need to turn it on. It's fine. And I will be sharing my screen, so hopefully you're in a computer now. Thank you, Bob. Hopefully you're in a computer now because I'll be sharing my screen and then I'll be well, sharing the content. Okay, let's get into it then. You should be able to see my screen now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
just a quick reminder of what this is. This is a course based in literature and, well, all the 21st century skills, connection, all of that as well. So ESL is kind of a byproduct now. So there's no such thing as a phonics lesson, a vocab lesson, or things like that. So that's kind of like in the another course, right? This is mostly about reading strategies. We do have vocab, of course, right? So don't just like skip that. And if students struggle to say a word, of course you can break it down and help them to say it the right way. But mainly it is about guided reading and the strategies. Okay, so this training is for G0. So G0 will be the bridge between K level and primary level. Then we have G1, G2, and so on. Okay, so this is what I'm going to talk about in the following hour. So just the schedule and all of that. And the teaching steps. I'm going to show you week 1 and week 2. And then at the end, you can let me know what you think about week 3 and 4. I'll be sharing these files to you as well, so you can check them out shortly. Okay. And yeah, like the teaching target and all that. ESL teaching is what we used to do, and now is ELA. Okay, so ELA is literature, like I said, language in arts. That's what we're gonna call it. Services are 2. One of them is ClassIn, and the other one is myON. So ClassIn, the only difference is that now you have to give them the tasks, the homework through ClassIn. So WeCom or WeChat groups will become a thing from the past. So everything will be through ClassIn. Okay, and this course is fully online. All right, this course will not be taught offline. Okay, and I think the other details you already know. Am I right? Like 3 students, 1.5 hour, no LT.
Yeah.
You know that already, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can just move on. Thank you very much. All right. Fortunately for you, there is already a breakdown of the teaching steps of the first 2 weeks for G0. We don't have the same for every lesson. I mean, it's something that for G0 we have, but hopefully we will have for the rest. And yeah, so for the first week, the first lesson, I don't know if you've seen it already. The first lesson is about a book where kids make their own flag. Okay, this is how it looks like.
Yeah.
So yeah. So take a quick look at this. Vocab teaching is between 20 and 25 minutes, so you don't want to make that too long. All right. So the way to teach vocab is pretty straightforward. It is, well, this is not a very good example. Let me say maybe this one. So you teach them the word, how to say it. Snowflake. I mean, you can break it down. Snowflake, and then A is A because of the magic E. And then you always try to create a discussion. Okay, what is this? Where have you seen it? Can you make a sentence with it? It's always like that. Okay, so tell them the word, how to say it, and ask a question, make a sentence. Things like that. Hopefully that doesn't take you too long, because here we have like 20-25 minutes. Okay, and then there's an activity with those words, and it looks like this. Where is the activity? Here. make a sentence with any of these words. I mean, it has an effect, so you can just it really is up to you. Like, do you want to use only one word, or do you want to use two? Like, can you use we and two, and then and then you can show them more words. Okay, symbol, trips, music notes, snowflake, and so on. Okay, that is the word activity. Close reading. So the part close is just means that you need to go slowly and specifically step by step when you read. It's not reading for fluency yet. So it looks like this. So it is called guided reading. So the main thing of ELA is guided reading. All right, I hope you don't forget that. So guided reading means you read a paragraph. In this case, this one right here. It's Flag Day. Our school is having a party, and then you ask them the questions. All right, you ask them these questions that are here already, right here. So you kind of teach them like this. You read it. I mean, I suggest the students read it, of course. Maybe AJ reads one, Bob reads number two, things like that. Then you ask them the questions. What can you see in the classroom? What do they do on Flag Day? So, as you can see, these questions are open questions. They are not necessarily questions that you find literally on the story. So there's always challenge for them. They need to think and all of that. So what can you see in the classroom? Well, they can say anything, right? Flags, glue, and all of that. And what do they do on Flag Day? So here it says they will make a flag. So look at this.
Right.
So the question says, what do they do on Flag Day? You don't want your students to say, oh, each class will make a flag for the party. No. So the students need to make their own sentence, their own answer, using their own knowledge, their own proficiency. So here it says, what do they? So the answer will be, they will make a flag. That's it. So as you can see, it's not literally right there. They need to put their own content. All the questions are like that, all of them. Okay. If you're not, what will each class do for the party? Flag. They will make a flag. Okay. So that is what we call closed reading, guided reading. Look at that, 30 minutes. So most of your lesson will be on that. Okay. That is the main frame of ELA. That's the main thing. Then you can read the whole story again, reading for fluency. It says 5 minutes, but actually the story is pretty short. Okay, so here you have the story again without the questions. So you can see it's pretty short, right? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10, right? But they're just 2 sentences. It's pretty short. So that's reading for fluency. No questions now because they already read it, guided reading, right? And the last one is the comprehension activity, which is this one. Let me show you how it looks like. So just matching the sentences. This is pretty easy, right? For them, maybe not. All right, for you, yes. Just match it. You can send this as a small blackboard, or you can import this to ClassIn and then they move it like that. That's up to you. Okay. The PowerPoint is already made for you. You can make your own changes based on how comfortable you are with it. Okay. And this is another comprehension activity. Just questions, right? So so to answer these questions, well, there are a few options. You can either let them ask each other these questions, and then maybe they can write the answer on a notebook, because I think G0 will be pretty slow to type, right? I don't think they can type just yet. Even my G2s struggle to type, and the iPad is not very suitable, things like that, right? So you can do it like that, or what other way can we do these questions? Maybe you can show them a picture of the story, and then you can ask them a comprehension question based on that. That is reading for comprehension activity, all right? And that is the first week, right? That means 1.5 hours. Okay, so this story is for 2 weeks. All right, so this story about the flags is the content for 2 weeks. Okay, week 1, the vocab, guided reading, read for fluency, comprehension activities, and then week 2 begins here. See right here, week 2. I mean, you can read it aloud again, and then you go on to the reading strategies. So 20 minutes. So that's the main thing of week 2. go over the reading strategies. In this case, they are this thing about persuade, inform, and entertain, and genre. Okay, so those are the two reading strategies of this story. Not every story has the same reading strategies, so you can go to the next week, Lost and Found, which is week 3 and 4. I actually like this story more. This is kind of like more relatable to them. So the reading strategies here are the problem and solution. So what is the problem? She's lost. What is the solution? Ask security guys or cashiers or things like that. And then genre will be realistic fiction because this is not a true story, but it could happen in real life. That's what it is, realistic fiction. Okay, so those are just reading strategies of the first month for G0. Okay, so once again, genre, realistic fiction, and the other one of the flag, what genre is it? It's also realistic fiction, right? And then problem and solution, and this thing right here, persuade, inform, and entertain. Okay, you can take a look at those when you, within today or this weekend, whenever you have time. Because these reading strategies, you need to basically explain it to them, teach them. The way it is done, it shows you the picture, and then it tells you like, look at this. This is the purpose here. This is what's happening right now. So what is entertain? What is inform? And it's informing you something that, well, it's informing you all the things you can have in a flag. And what is persuade? This one is not applicable for this story, as you can see here. But is there any? Oh, sorry. But is there anyway? After reading the story, do you think it's important to know what flag day? That flag day is real. So this doesn't really apply for this story, but it's there anyway. Okay, so maybe another story can have persuade as a reading strategy. So I think this is the only tricky page of the first 2 weeks. Okay, so don't be scared. This is the only case where it doesn't really apply for the current lesson. Then for genre, well, you explain them what this is. I like this example here that it shows you further books that are realistic fiction. You can show them even more if you want. Okay, here, this is a really good page actually. It tells you like which one is realistic fiction. So probably not this one. This is just like a documentary. Maybe this one and this one. So these two are realistic fiction. Okay, Dragons is fantasy, and this one is documentary or like something.
Non-fiction.
Yeah, you can just classify it as non-fiction. That's right. Yeah, it actually has its own category, but I forgot. I think something about informative text, I think it's called.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll get back at you that later on that one. And okay, and then genre, and then story retelling. I find that a lot of fun. That is, I think, something that you will enjoy, if I'm honest. I don't know if I shared this one with you. I think I told Bob. Definitely I told Bob. But I don't know if Abby and AJ went through this with me. Yes or no? Did I tell you how storytelling looks like or not? AJ?
No, we haven't
think
really
so,
been
no.
through it, but I think Abby knows because she's sort of taught something like this before.
Yeah, I've probably done it, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I've watched you, so at least, yeah, we got that.
Oh no.
Yeah, we got something.
You watched Abby or you watched me?
I watched Abby. Before lockdown, I saw one of her classes. When we weren't teaching at Chiba, we were observing classes at Lombai.
Mm.
All right. All right. Sounds fun. Now, story retelling is like this. So you can prepare one of these EDBs, and then you can have some images, and here you can retell the story using these. So, for example, you can say, "Oh, little Flap was living in a nest, and then his mommy comes. Here you go. Here's some more for you. Thank you so much." Then his friends Fluff and Tough are singing songs. Then he said he peered over the edge. He was like, "Whoa, that's way too high, and I don't know how to fly." And then these guys are like, "Don't worry, I got you. If you fall down, I'll rescue you." Okay. and then we're gonna count to 3, and then you jump, okay? And then they landed on a patch of soft green grass, and then they shared this big worm. There you go, nice, thank you. You guys want some worms? Yeah, let's give me some of that. So I think kids find this a lot of fun. Like I'll be honest with you, that's the one thing I've enjoyed a lot myself as well. So I shared it in the introduction, I think up to Bob only. So here is how it looks like. So no, sorry, here. So they retell the story like that, okay? And they have a lot of fun. This is G2 though, so G0, you might want to go easier on them with the vocab and all that. Make it simple for them. So that can take you 15 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes. So maybe divide the story into 3, each can have 5 minutes. You only have 3 kids, don't forget that. So yeah, you can spend more time with each kid. They can talk a lot. And last one is project and presentation. So the project is very simple. This is a book about flags. So you guessed it, they're gonna make a flag, right? Where is the other PPT? Here. So look at that. At the end, they make their own flag. Okay, so my suggestion for you, if you're doing this, is if I was gonna teach this, which by the way I don't have this course, I only have G1 and G2, I would leave some symbols around for them predetermined. So here's a star, here are like 4 stars, 3, and then you can make your own flag. Of course I will leave more kind of like icons ready. This is like a happy face, whatever. So you can use any of those and you can make your own flag. Because if I just give them a blank piece of paper, I think they're gonna do something else. Like maybe they're gonna do some scribble or like something that you didn't teach them. In this lesson you taught them about symbol, about shapes and music notes. So I will just have that ready for them so they can have a flag with as many symbols, as many snowflakes and music notes as they want. Okay, that's what I will do. It's not here in the PPT, so you can just prepare it in EDB in ClassIn yourself. And there's also a flag for your family. This is for homework though. So yeah, the homework, they can send it to you later as a video, right? And then you can just comment on their video. That is pretty much it, right? Pretty straightforward, I think. I mean, easier said than done, of course. So this is the comparison, right? Between ESL and ELA. So when you're teaching them connection in B1, B5 or whatever, I think the most important thing is to understand it, and then you notice that the comprehension questions are something that is literally taken from the story, right? I teach BE3, I have 2 BE3 classes. When I go over comprehension, it's always the same thing. Like, oh, where do people make pierogi? And the student, oh, here in Italy. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. But they didn't really think critically, right? They just looked for pierogi and that's it. So here is about fully understanding and making your own answers, right, based on your own proficiency. Here, read for fluency, I think that's the same. ESL and ELA is the same. Critical thinking and 21st century skills, that's still kind of the same. A bit more, I'll say here, because basically the whole lesson is critical thinking, right? Not just the end, not just think big. Pretty much everything is 21st century skills. And reading strategies in ESL, do we have any? I don't think we have like genre and all of that. In BE5 I've seen it, yeah, that's true, but maybe not that early, like in G0, like literally before primary. Okay, so that's another big difference. And last one is so here we do have mind maps and oral presentation, but now it's more like project-based. Like project-based learning. We do have project-based learning lessons as well, but that's for like further weeks. And yeah, so genre is also a big part because this is a literature course. Okay, are there any questions so far before I keep moving? I feel like I've spoken a lot. I don't want to make it too long. Okay.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good.
No, pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
That sounds good then. All right. So closed reading, what I said earlier, is it's just like dedicate more time into each detail of what you're reading. Okay. So what does this word mean? And give another example. I teach G2, and I think in G2 it's a bit more noticeable. I'm just going to show you just to give you an idea what that means. For example, here there is a thing that says seem, like, oh, it seems like blah blah. And then another sentence here like, oh, this is too high up. I'm too scared to tell my friends. So closed text means I'm going to show you another example of this so you can have a thorough understanding of these English structure. So I did this one. So I like cars, right? You already know that. So yeah, it seems like an expensive car. It seems like a fast car. For the example of seem, and for the example of too, I said, oh, I usually take the escalator because I am too tired to climb the steps. So I ask them to get close to these sentences, not just me saying it right away. So that's an example of what close reading means. Just like go deeper into the meaning of this. And in G1, there's another example. As snugs as bugs in a rug. Abby, do you know what that means?
Yes, nice and cozy.
Yeah, so
You're as snug as a bug and rug. You're comfortable,
that's right.
basically.
I didn't know this phrase, and it's in the book. It's in one of the G1 books. So now they're as snug as bugs in a rug. So closed reading will be, you got to explain them what that means, right? So, and then show them another example. So yeah, so this may come up because these are books addressed to native speakers, right? In G0 is not that noticeable, but in G1 and G2, you're like, yeah, you need to explain them what that means.
That's a colloquialism, yeah.
Yeah. One of the G2 lessons has a thing about, oh, the octopus is as long as 2 quarters put together. And I'm like, mate, they never seen a quarter, come on. So that's a bit difficult. But don't worry, you don't have that in G0, okay? Now, so that was closed reading, all right? So go deeper into the meaning of what it's in here, okay? So 21st century skills in this case is connection. Connection is everywhere, all right? And I think this is something that is great because it's so relatable to them. In my own G2, you read a story about a bird, and then they say, oh, this is a story about friendship, about birds that are teaching how to fly to another bird. So here they make the connection, right? She makes a poster of one time she was afraid of learning how to skate, and then her friend help her and say, yeah, it's fine, I'll teach you, and then we can go ice skating together. We're best friends. Everything's great. We're all happy, right? So yeah, in G0, it looks like this. So the lesson about week 3 and 4, which is the one I'm going to show you soon, is about a girl that gets lost in a supermarket. And the connection is right here. If you're lost in a park, what should you do? You can also expand to, have you ever been lost, right? Although you might want to make it clear because it's only you, no LT, so you don't want to use Mandarin, right? So how to make that clear. If you're lost in a park, so I will just show them like a picture of a park, and then I'm like, oh, I'm lost, what do I do? So if they read the story and they understood it thoroughly, their possible solutions should be that they will ask like a park guard or something like that, right? Like a safe stranger, so maybe like a clerk or something. That is the solution they should be writing based on the story, right? So I think this is quite interesting, right? Make connection, right? How does this relate to your real life? And so far, I've received very good examples. They're so creative. Okay, these guys are super smart, by the way. So yeah, just be ready for that. They're very, very smart kids. All right. I was explaining the other day about holidays in India, like Holi. And then one kid is like, oh yeah, I also know about Diwali. They do the candle things. And I'm like, oh, how do you know that? I didn't even know that, but it's fine. Yeah, we had fun. Very, very, very smart kids. Okay. Project, I already showed you. They make their own flag. Like I said, I will prepare some some items, some symbols, so they can, don't get too lost and don't have any scribble on the board. Now, what is this about? So these are all of the genres that you are teaching them in G0. Okay? Is it only G0 or do you want a G2? Okay. So these are all the genres we have, right? So I think it's a bit small. So we have fiction, realistic fiction, fantasy, fables. I mean, you know that, right? Fables pretty much like animals and talking and whatever. Drama and myth, okay? And oh yeah, remember what Abby said about the airplane? I think it goes into this narrative nonfiction. Yeah, it should be that, not just nonfiction, Abby. So everything has a specific classification. Okay, so those are all the genres we got. If I were you, I mean, you can just take a look at all the lessons so far and then get to know them better, or get more comfortable with them. Okay, because for G0 it's easier, right? It's usually fiction, fantasy, fables, like that. Okay, don't worry too much. Maybe you'll get G1, G2. Who knows? I'm sure you can do it as well. Yeah, so those are the genres that we got in this course. And now, okay, I'm pretty much done with the content of the first weeks. Okay, so you can ask me any other questions. Let me just show you real quick what week 3 and 4 looks like, in case you haven't looked at it. So lost and found. So you go over the words. How much time for the words? Remember? How much time should we spend on the words?
Until 15 minutes, I think.
20,
That's
25.
10, 15, right?
Yeah, you don't want...
Vocabularies.
Yeah, vocabulary. You don't want to spend the whole first half in this, okay? That's something we shouldn't do. Because if you do that, then the second half is going to be so packed with so much stuff. Alright, so yeah, don't spend too much on vocab. Remember, this is ELA, not ESL anymore. So then you go over the story. So this girl is lost, blah, blah, blah. And then in this case, it has more effects. So the question comes here, and then the answer will be revealed. Here you go. What is she facing? She's lost. What is not in the text? I don't know how to answer the question. Okay, should she go outside? Okay, so it's here right now it's covered, right? And then you got no. Okay, why not? Why does the girl not decide to go outside? Because, well, mom will not be able to find you there. Okay, so do you think? Yeah, this is when it gets interesting. Do you think this is the right thing to do? And that is not in the book. That is not in the book. So they have to think, all right, and then predict what is she gonna do next. And then she start asking strangers. And then eventually she says, oh yeah, this guy looks a bit more trustable. And then why? He's a safe stranger, but why? Because he has a name tag and he looks like he works there, right? But she doesn't ask him because she's busy. She goes to another safe stranger. How do you know she's a safe stranger? Because she got a uniform, okay? Oh, what? Oh, yeah, maybe that effect needs to be fixed. Okay, so yeah, I think that looks pretty good. This story is interesting. Okay, how she solved the problem by herself. Now, any more questions before I move on to the service part? How is it looking? Looking good?
Nope. Good.
It's okay.
Okay,
All good.
great. Now, I'm going to talk about the service part. This is a bit different than what you're doing already. And there are two things that you need to know how to use. One of them is ClassIn, and the other one is myON. Okay, so where is the? Here you go. So ClassIn has a function where you can assign them the homework. Okay, and I'm going to show it to you. You can also check the homework in ClassIn, and I'm going to show you as well. Why are we doing that? I'll show you why. Because both parents and myself, have a lot of clutter in WeCom as now. So let me show you one. Let me show you my. So this is my class. This is where I check the homework, and this happens all the time. By the way, those are my comments. So I am here, I'm replying this lady, EE, and I want to keep replying her, but then this parent is like, whoop, here we go, here's all my stuff. And I wasn't done replying EE, right? So I need to tag her again, like, hey, that was for you, by the way. So all the stuff, because it's a line, you need to go way, way up to find the homework you're looking for, okay? And the other thing I don't like about this, I mean, personally, right?
It takes up space on your computer and your phone and everything, and sometimes you can't download a video because there's too much other videos.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes, I've also struggled with that. Like maybe I'm checking the homework like 6 days later, and then the video is gone. Like, too bad. I'm like, come on, man. So I need to ask the LT to send it again. It's just kind of awkward. And my last thing about this is that sometimes there's negative feedback, right? There's maybe the kids did poorly, and my real feedback is, hey, that was bad. You're gonna have to do it again. But I don't want to say that in front of everyone, right? That will look. I mean, in China, you know about face, right? So I don't want to say, hey, Lei, that was terrible. You're terrible. You're not gonna say that, right? So I always try to be positive with their feedback, but that isn't always helpful, right? That is misleading because you're not telling the truth. So that's where this comes in. And let me show you how it looks like. Okay, let's have a look. So my class, where is it? I mean, this is one of them. Let me show you this one. There is a window here. So this is chat, right? The second window is called task. Now remember, I'm gonna be recording this, all right? But you can still take notes. Click on task. There you go. Now in the bottom of it, you can see post task. Okay? You're gonna hit on post task. And then here is like which task, right? Now, fortunately for you and everybody, the tasks are already predetermined. All you gotta do is send it. And where are they? All you gotta do is go to Task Bank and then click on Authorized Resources and then hit on this one. Okay? Then, yeah, this folder means everything. All files. There you go. Then we're gonna hit on 2022 New Program. Bunch of folders, right? Sorry. Then you're gonna click on homework. Okay. Then reading homework because you are reading teachers. Okay. The other part, the writing part, is gonna be the LT. Then bridge because you're teaching bridge. Bridge is G0. Then click on the week you have. So if you're teaching them week 1, at the end of your lesson, hit here, and then the homework is already there. So yeah, that's the homework. And then I suggest you give them a week, and if I'm completely honest, I will give them 6 days, no more, because, well, you need to check it, right? So if they send it at the last minute, you're not gonna have time to check it. So I already gave them a deadline. As you can see here, the deadline for this class is Friday, 4:30 p.m. Why? Because I have classes at 4:30 and then it's full on, like full schedule, so I don't have time to check it. So that's why I set up that deadline. Okay, maybe the first week don't be so strict, right? Because maybe they're never used it, and then you can just you're gonna hit on confirm. Okay, all you gotta do is click confirm. That's it. So make sure the date is correct and the content is there. Okay, and I'm not gonna hit confirm now because this is our real class and this is G1 actually, so it will be misleading if I send this. The other homework you need to send is the handouts of the next week. So once you're done with week 1, or week 1 and 2 in this case, because week 1 and 2 is the same book. So let's say you're done already with week 2. You're done with the story about the flags. Okay, so you're gonna go here, post task, task bank, authorize all 2022. Then we're gonna hit on handouts. Okay, so different folder from homework. Handouts, bridge, handouts, and then here you go. It's divided into 2 weeks because the stories are 2 weeks. So once you're done with the story of the flags, you're gonna hit on this one. And as you can see, it's a PDF and an audio, and you can click on the PDF and open it right there. And you can see that is the next story. right? Lost and found. There's a story, comprehension, genre, and all of that is there. The homework too. And then confirm, right? But I'm not gonna do that. Okay, is there anything that was not clear? Looks good or not?
All
Yeah,
seems
looks-
very easy now.
Yeah.
Until we actually try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when the problems will happen.
Yeah. Thank you.
But I hope you can share it, that video, that record video. I want to check it one more time because
Yeah.
this is for me the first time.
No problem.
So I have to prepare it. Okay.
As you can see here, I'm recording it, so I'll just compile it and get back to you in 1 or 2 hours.
Yeah,
It takes time to
thanks.
compile. I'm sorry. I'll send it to WeCom. I'll have to find a way to
Thanks
send
a
it to our part-timers. Don't worry about that. And so those are the 2 homeworks you send them, right? Once again, the normal homework like writing or whatever, the video, the poster, and the handouts. All right. Now, how to check it, right? So once they send it, what do you do now, right? Give me a second. So now I'm gonna check it, right? So I'm gonna go with here. Only one kid sent it. Come on, man. All right, let me go to another class then, because this one only one kid sent it. Where is my other class? Here you go. This is the G2. Okay, so everybody already sent it. These guys are pretty intense. Yeah, I'm not surprised. So you can just click on that, and then you can see all of my students already sent the homework, and I haven't checked it. So you need to hit on review. Okay, let me show you one more time. Go to task. Sorry. Go to task, and it's gonna look like this. Then look for the homework. In this case, it's this one, week 7 homework, and then go to review. Okay. And here I can see all the homework from all my students. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You only have 3. Okay, so don't worry. I have 6 for strange reasons. Then I can see the homework right there. Yeah. Jeremy, Phoebe, Yvonne is one of the better ones. So here you can see their homework. You can just click on the images. That looks good. So I'm just going to give her a. Here on the top right, you can have like a tick, right? So there you go. Some animals are wow, that's cool. Okay. Yeah. You can just click, right? It's all there. And then I'm just seeing. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay. Hoofs. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. And then the video is gonna be there.
Taking care of Pepper. Have you ever been on a farm, Jack?
So this homework was rather simple because all you gotta do is read the story again. So it's not a poster or something pretty intense yet. Some of the other kids sent an audio, as you can see. Hold on. You see? There's an audio right there.
Taking care of Pepper.
Yeah. So they can send audios or whatever. And as I show you just now, you can check it with using those check marks, like this, like that, or cross, like that. Yeah, you can just do it like that. Happy face. I mean, why not? Why not, right? It looks kind of interesting. And you can write down there your comment, right? So whatever it is they got wrong, something they misspell or whatever, or a good job, yeah, you can just write it there. And something interesting happened to me last week with them, with my the other G2, which is with, we need to rename these classes. It's kind of difficult to find. Where are you? Here, this one. Something interesting happened here last time. They didn't understand the homework correctly. So the homework said send a video of like a poster, and they didn't do it. So something did wrong. So what you do if they fail to do the homework correctly, you can just select return for revision and then finish, and they will get a notification that, hey, that's not right, so do it again. Yeah, so you can do that, right? So don't be nervous about returning it. It's fine. I mean, you can be a bit strict because they know this is a pretty intense course. So I have a lot of homework to check. I'll check that later. Yeah, that's pretty much how you check the homework. Okay, so you can add check marks, crosses. You can score it, add your comments. You can add audio files like on Wecom when you record your voice, and or ask them to do it again. Okay, and I really like this kind of. It's all organized, right? It's all there. You don't have to look for it. Go up, 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 and then find it. So it's all there. Okay. Any questions about homework in ClassIn? Because I think I'm done. Checking and assigning.
I do have a question for you, but not of the homework in ClassIn. Do you happen to have a video of yourself doing the demo? Because I don't know about the other teachers, but myself, we do have some students that have already signed for the course, but we also do have some demos, and I would like to watch you doing the demo, kind of get an idea of what to do.
I can ask Judy because at the moment I'm only doing writing demo for G1 and G2. So it's not the same age, proficiency level and all of that. I know Josh and Ben are doing G0 demos, so I can ask Judy if she's got any recording of those. And the demo lesson is the one about lost and found. So I mean, it's literally the same thing, right? So it could be considerably helpful. Okay. So let me if you can write it down on the group now, so I don't forget, that would be appreciated. Okay.
All right. Thank you. I will do that.
Awesome. Okay, so that's it for 2 seconds. I have a lot of stuff open. Now, the other thing is something that maybe you were doing in 2020. So we do leave comments at the end of the lesson. So it's only 3 students, all right? So I think it's fine. I think it's doable, right? It shouldn't take you a long time. So these windows appear once you close the classroom. It will show you a window, and then you can just write a comment, all right? It could be about their performance in class and so on. Okay, so yeah, it shouldn't take you a few minutes, more than a few minutes, okay? And now I'm done with ClassIn. Now I'm going to talk about myON. Okay, so I hope everything's clear about ClassIn. Remember, I'm still recording. Okay. myON. What is myON? myON is an online library, and you will get your credentials once your class is open. And maybe I can give them to you. Nandan, Judy, someone will give it to you. Don't worry. So you access the website, and then you hit here, myON, and then you input your username and password. So your username may be something on the lines of G1, G2, whatever, the course name, right? And then the password, well, yeah, it's there. Then you can hit on login, and it's gonna look like that. Don't worry, you can change it to English. Here on the bottom, you see Chinese and then English. Okay, one more time. The bottom, English. That's it. So you can see, oh god, it's so hot here. So you can see all your students. And so that's like the main window, like the roster or dashboard, whatever. You can see my students' names here, and then I can see their scores on the test. They need to do a test for them to do these scores, right? So some kind of like score, proficiency level, things like that. So this is G2, so these numbers are higher than G0. G0 should be like 1 or something like that, 1.5. Between 0.5 and 1.5, I'll say it'll be G1. All right, now, other thing you can see here is the books finished. So, wait, that's not the class I want you to look at. Let me check the other one. It's the G2 one that is here. This is my G2, okay? So, English, again. You can click on books finished, and then you can see there that Yvonne is pretty intense at reading, right? And that's only this week, by the way. 88 books currently reading this week. Take a minute to process that. Okay, now I'm gonna hit on school year, and you can see there that Yvonne has read 556 books in 7 weeks. 7 weeks, she's read more than 500 books. My mom, not my mom, her mom tells me that she even takes the iPad to the bathroom. So she's always reading. She's probably reading right now, if I'm honest. And the other students don't read as much, and we've asked them, and they said they had other kinds of book subscriptions, so they want to, read those. That's fine, whatever. And yep. Now, like I said, this is a library, right? You can just go here, a library, and then there are thousands upon thousands of books. Okay. What do we need this for? One of our tasks as an ELA teacher is to give them 3 short books weekly. So after every class, you will assign them 3 books. Okay? What books? That is up to you. All right? I'm going to show you a way of how to choose the right book. Okay? Because how are you going to choose them on thousands of options, right? This is so many books, right? Everything's here. Here's the way. Here's how. So remember, I am recording this, so you can just go back to it, but I still suggest you, take some notes. So go to library window, okay? Then we're gonna hit on search right there. Now, this is like looking for an apartment in Smart Shanghai, okay? It's the same thing. I'm gonna choose fiction here. I think it's rather suitable for the first weeks of G0. Then on ATOS, so that is the same score that you saw earlier, right? The 2.5, 3.5. So for G0, it could be between 0 and 1. Okay? I mean, maybe you want to go 2 just in case. Okay? Then on language, we're going to hit on English because there are some books in Spanish as well there. I mean, it's an American publisher, right? So, and then on book type, you're gonna hit on short. Okay, so this is very important as well, because if you don't hit anything, it's gonna give you any kind of book, like very long books, like I don't know, hundreds of pages long, but you want short because you're gonna have to assign them 3 a week. So short books are generally like 10 or 12 pages at most. So yeah, that's it, we're done. So book type short, language English, ATOS like that, and fiction, and then you're gonna hit on search. Now, this still brings you a lot of books, thousands of them, so it doesn't really narrow it down. So now the only filter you need is, what do you want the book to be about? That's it. The level is already correct, but now what do you want me to read? I'll tell you my story, and you can, implement it your own way. In G2, in G2, I had this problem. So one of the homeworks was think about festivals in China and compare it to festivals from another country. And I was like, yeah, cool, let's go. And I realized that they didn't know many festivals outside of China. So I was like, I mean, why not just give them some of these books about festivals from other countries? And then this can help them do their homework. So here, I saw this one of Max. Look at that. Max celebrates Chinese New Year. So I noticed that if you write Max celebrates, then it's a few things, right? Cinco de Mayo, Groundhog Day, Ramadan, and Martin Luther King Day, which is not here. I think it's another level. And then I chose Ramadan and Cinco de Mayo, so now they can have a better foundation for their homework. So make these books relatable to their homework, or maybe an introduction to the next week. The other thing that happened to me was G2 week 3 is about Brazil. So I just type Brazil. And no, because the ATOS is too low, so it's G2. So I put it up a bit. Oh, sorry, nonfiction. So this book is an introduction to Brazil. Okay? This is how the books look like. So blah, Brazil is this and that, and it's short. Look at that, just 10 pages, right? Yeah, that's how the books look like. So yeah, there you have it. One more time. Fiction, ATOS between 0 and 2 because it's G0, English, book type short, search, and then, I mean, before you choose a book, I suggest you read the book, right? You don't want to give them homework you didn't read yourself, right? So check this one out. You can just click on it, click on read, and it looks like this. Start book, and then you can just read it like that. Okay, there you go. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this book I think is good. I think my kids will like it. So what you can do is you can write it down on a piece of paper that you like that book. Okay. What was the name of that book I just showed you? Doesn't matter. Max celebrates something. Max
Farm animals? Something about farm animals?
farm animals. And then I think I need another book because they said we need to choose 3. What about this one about airplanes? Is it relatable to what I'm teaching them? No. What is the next lesson about? Oh, it's about someone that gets lost in a mall. Okay, so if I were you, I would look for something that, I don't know, lost. So they lost lunch. Should we? I don't know about this. That's up to you. Maybe you can read it at home. Did that lost or something? Non-fiction too. Let's see if you can find something. Clues in the attic. This could help because it's relatable, right? You need to find clues. Oh, who can I ask? Let's just quickly look at this book. Is it suitable or not? So the So yeah, you don't have your lunch. Oh no, where's my lunch? And then yeah, so this could be helpful actually because look at that, he starts looking for it, so he starts doing some kind of problem solving here, and he's hungry. This book's a bit long. No, it's fine. And then someone from head office, someone from the front desk gives it to him. So yeah, it's kind of relatable, but not, maybe like 50%. I will still give them this book anyway if I was you teaching G0. So look at that. I'm going to write it down on my piece of paper. The lost lunch. So now I'm ready, right, for my books. Now I will show you how to give them the books. How do you assign them these books? Okay. We're going to go to Classroom. Then we're going to hit on Projects. Okay. Then we're going to hit on Create New Project. You can choose a title. G0 week 2. Okay. And then we're going to hit on Reading Task. Okay, this one right here, Reading Task. Okay. Title could be, I don't know, some books, some fun books. Manage books, and then here you can just bring this back up again. Okay, here you go. Max celebrates. Here you go, and then you can just click it, select it like that. You can confirm it's the right book by just clicking on the title, and then you're like, yeah, that's the one. Okay. Then the other one is Farm Animals. That one, I'm guessing. And then the last one is The Lost Lunch. You can type it there. Is it this one? You can just click to confirm. Yeah, that's the one. So now look at that. The 3 of them are selected. Now you're gonna hit on the X. I know this is a bit misleading. There's no OK or next step button. I'm sorry. You click on the cross on the X, and the books will stay there. They are not going to be deleted. Okay, click on the X, and then you can still see the books right there, right? Look at that. They're right there. Then you're going to hit on the X one more time. Yeah. X means okay. Sorry. And yeah, they're right there. So the task is right there. Okay, so this task is ready. All you got to do now is hit on Save right there. One more step. Sorry. Which is assign the task. Right? So these are all the tasks I've given them. Everything you see here are all these things I've given them before. But this one is inactive project. You can see right there, inactive. So all you gotta do is hit on Assign. Assign. Hit on Rosters and Groups. my roster. Your students will appear there. Select all and apply. Okay, now they have received that. Okay, so now just leave it like that. They will start reading. I have to delete this, right? Otherwise they're gonna start reading it, especially Yvonne's probably reading right now. So yeah, I deleted it now. Great. That's it. That's how you give them the books in myON. Okay. Here. So once they've read the books, there's gonna be a quiz from the website. The quiz looks like this. It's just like true or false or multiple choice questions. So that's pretty much all you gotta do in myON. All right, just give them the homework, and yeah. I mean, on the project you can also add more things. Like you can give them a writing task, and then input some critical thinking questions. That's up to you. But you're gonna have to check them as well. So that's up to you. My suggestion is always discuss the moral of the story or what did you learn at the beginning of next class. And it says also here in the schedule here, this one, lead in, build background knowledge. So if I was you, I will be assigning them books that are related to the content, and then you can discuss them on the first 5 minutes of the class. So in my class, it looks like this, So here I am going over some fables with them, like Ant the Grasshopper, Belling the Cat. What do you learn? Okay, and then these guys are so smart, right? So they will tell you the moral of the story right away. And yeah, I think that's all I got for you. This last slide, I think it's better if I show you the G0 one. Where are we here? Here you go. That is the service part. Okay. So after class writing feedback in ClassIn, I already told you that. That's when you close the class, and then you can write down something. Comments presentation video, so that's in ClassIn. Progress report is after every 7 weeks. This is like a test report, all right? So if you were in learning like a year ago, I think you were still doing this, right? Yeah, and personal touch call, it says LT, and parents meeting FT. I think you could be in the beginning parent meeting. I've been always in the parents meeting when we started, and you can literally just tell them what I just told you. For example, my parents meeting looks like this, so I just took some of these slides and I just went over this, right? What is this about? The story retelling, the books are the connection of this and that, the quiz, and then discussion. So that's what I told you in the parents meeting. Yeah, that is it, guys. All right. I think here it only says myON should be there as well. I don't know why it's not here. myON. Don't be scared of myON, honestly. The first time I used it, I was a bit confused because I didn't have any training or anything. I just watched a video from like someone from the US, and it wasn't very applicable to our courses, but this one I just showed you what I literally do. So you can just do the same thing, okay? If you struggle to find an adequate book, you can always ask in the group, ask me, ask Judy. I mean, we're very happy to help you. Look at that, guys. I'm gonna give myself a pat in the back because I nailed it. 1 hour exactly. Okay, how about that? I still have it. I'm joking, it's fine. So do you have any last questions?